I don't know. Better we have the spread? The English teacher's critiquing you.
Okay.
So sorry. Okay, I guess we stop right here. Oh, there's Sir. Oh, Steve. Oh, no. Steve, I've been playing some ball. I went out and shot before this. Don't worry. All for you. Shooting my free throws.
Right here on the end, right where you're standing.
Hey, are you graduating?
You're going to have to move off the red carpet and over to the grass place.
Hi, Lynn! Erica, just stand there. Remember the turn. I have to be right here. Oh, it's okay. Hey guys! Hey, the party's starting. Sorry guys.
Right on.
Can you do me a favor? I can't see through it very well, so when you see Sean coming, you can tell me.
Sure.
Yay! You gotta wait until later.
He's at the very end, though, I think. I know. That way. Go to the right. Because you can't get through the band over there. I think he's coming soon.
of the class of 1996 are about to become a part of the history of Ashland High School. Every class is remembered for something special. This class is no exception. This class will be remembered for the sense of community that they helped create and maintain during their years at Ashland High. Their sense of caring and commitment to doing the right thing has left its mark on our school. Our school is a better place because they were here. Our lives have been enriched by theirs. Thank you for sharing your children and your friends with us. You have every reason to be proud. So on behalf of the staff of Ashland High School, I am honored to welcome you to this very beautiful setting for this very special and joyful occasion, the graduation of the class of 1996. Please welcome our Executive Director of the Ashland School District, Karen Dalrymple.
Hello, welcome. Graduates, thank you, sir. Each year in preparing for these festivities, ever since I came here, I've wondered, what would I say if I were to speak to the graduates? This year, when Dr. Daggett... Sorry.
There's no sound over this area.
There's no sound.
These areas. No, there is everywhere except for, no, these people
he
behind
said.
you will not hear.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
can't help them.
You're just not going to get it. That's all right.
We've never tried to film.
Can you hear me now?
Everybody else is.
Graduates. Thank you. Each year since I have come to this position, and when I've begun to prepare for these graduation events, I've wondered, if I were to speak, what would I say to the graduates? And each year, I've made this mental composition. This year, Dr. Daggett was unable to attend. His own son is graduating from high school in Eugene. So he asked me if I would step in for him. Do not fear. I'm not going to give you 5 years of compositions. But I did easily say I would love to, because there's a special message I would like to share with the graduates of this year. I'm a collector of stories. Stories are of human experience, are the strength for me. And this year, as I prepared to talk to you, I thought of being with you in your student forums and watching you care for ideas, very sensitive ideas, watching you deliberate on very critical issues, watching your care of each other while you were caring for those ideas and trying to have a deeper understanding of your world. I've been strengthened by that. I've heard so much from other people about you. Just today, Kathy Silver and Julie Reynolds told me in a setting, 2 different settings, you would have been so proud of the seniors today as they prepared, organized themselves, and cooperated in all of their excitement to make this evening's event a wonderful one for their friends and families. And then I have these quad stories, that's how I list them, as my quad stories. Watching you care for each other. I've watched as you've met after classes, between classes, wondering who needs a special hug, who needs to have a special congratulatory message. You seem to know those things for each other, and you so generously give them. Those are precious. And also a quad story of watching 5 or 6 students in the midst of, it seemed like hundreds of other students, and one girl stopped, picked up a worm on the hot sidewalk, walked away from her friends, placed the worm into the cooler grass, and came back and continued her conversation. And yes, I thought, those are the precious stories. So when people talk about our youth, I have all these stories to say, but I know about our youth of today, and I am so glad that you are here. And I want to say that the stories of your care, the care of yourself, the care of your community, the care of each other, for those I thank you. You encourage my work. Thank you. I wish you well.
Before we go on, would the people that are standing in the street try to find a place to sit down? There are many parents sitting on the grass up above you and they cannot see or hear. So if you could, we would appreciate it. Thank you. The rest of us might scoot over a little bit and make room for those folks. I would like to now introduce to you our senior class president, Bryson Woodley.
If you were wondering about the sunglasses, we were too when we came in, and we just kind of figured, well, everybody else has done it, so why don't we just do it? But when we got down here and sat down and all those cameras went off, we realized why you wear the sunglasses. Today I'd like to take the time to just share a little story with you because I know everybody, especially the seniors, are willing and ready to get on out of here. Thanks. It was a bitter cold evening in Northern Virginia many years ago. The old man's beard was blazed by winter's frost while he waited for a ride across the river. The wait seemed endless. His body became numb and stiff from the frigid wind. He heard the faint, steady rhythm of approaching hoofs galloping along the frozen path. Anxiously, he watched as several horsemen rounded the bend. He let the first one go by without an effort to talk to him, and the second, and then the next. And then another passed, and another. Finally, the last rider neared the spot where the old man sat like a snow statue. As this one drew near, the old man caught the rider's eye and said, "Sir, would you mind giving an old man a ride to the other side? There doesn't seem to be a passageway by foot." Reining his horse, the rider replied, "Sure thing, hop aboard." Seeing the old man was unable to lift his half-frozen body from the ground, the horseman dismounted and helped the old man onto the horse. The horseman then took the old man not just across the river, but to his destination several miles further. As they neared the tiny but cozy cottage, the horseman's curiosity caused him to inquire, "Sir, I noticed that you let several other riders pass by without making an effort to secure a ride. Then I came up, and you immediately asked me for a ride. I'm curious why, on such a bitter winter night, you would wait and ask the last rider. What if I had refused and left you there?" The old man lowered himself slowly down from the horse, looked the rider straight in the eyes, and replied, "I've been around these here parts for a long time. I reckon I know people pretty good." The old-timer continued, "I looked into the eyes of the other riders and immediately saw there was no concern for my situation. It would have been useless even to ask for the ride. But when I looked into your eyes, kindness and compassion were evident. I knew then and there that your gentle spirit would welcome the opportunity to give me assistance in my time of need." Those heartwarming comments touched the horseman deeply. "I'm most grateful for what you've said," he told the old man. "May I never get too busy in my own affairs that I fail to respond to the needs of others with kindness and compassion." With that, Thomas Jefferson turned his horse around and made his way back to the White House. As seniors, we've come a long way. We've waited our turn to become the graduating class of 1996, but we didn't make it this far alone. Just as the old man in the story, we've seen many individuals who have welcomed the opportunity to give us assistance. And so, I would like to extend a message of gratitude to all those teachers, parents, and friends who have helped us along the way, who welcomed this opportunity to give us assistance. We're excited. Well done. We're excited to be here, and I have no doubt that every senior here is thinking past today and what lies into the future. So thank you all for being here, and let's get on with the show.
Iris Dunaway and Emily Taylor will introduce our special guest.
About 4 inches away, otherwise you can't be heard, and I think you're going to have to talk into the black one.
Graduation marks the end of the biggest project that we have ever completed. It is a time of joy and something we will always remember.
If there is someone who we would like to share this joy with, someone who has meant a lot to the lives of many, that person would be Mr. Pete Sislow.
There are 3 Petes here tonight, but this one has personally changed my life and many others. We will always admire and respect him. His genuine love for people has helped us take our lives one step further and has taught us how to believe in ourselves.
Pete is the kind of person who believes in everyone and opens his heart to those who need him. His loving smile allows one to see the beauty of life. Pete has a special place in our hearts.
So we are extremely honored tonight to welcome a man who has meant so much to so many.
On behalf of the graduating class of 1996, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Pete Sislow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Iris and Emily, thank you very much for the very gracious and warm introduction. 4 years ago, the counselors and I went over to the middle school to orientate you to the high school. And we sat down and helped you develop your first class schedule. We told you about clubs and activities, and I remember helping you with your first high school election. The thing that struck me the most was the number of candidates that you had for president. You had 12 candidates, and the very last candidate to speak was Iris Dunaway, and you elected her. And when I was asked to speak this evening, I found my notes from that election, and in my notes, I remember applauding you and thanking you for being so courteous and attentive to them. You were remarkable then, and you've been incredibly remarkable over the last 4 years. During orientation, you asked a great many questions about coming to the high school. You were concerned about the amount of homework, the availability of certain classes, and being harassed by upperclassmen. We tried to answer all of your questions and reduce your fears. We encourage you to come to the high school and enjoy the experience. We told you that a good motto for success at Ashland High School was to work hard and play hard. And it is very apparent that you took those words to heart. For just look what your class has accomplished. Athletically, you have participated on numerous conference and state championship teams, as well as receiving individual awards in such a wide variety of areas as cross-country, bowling, and equestrian events. Your participation in extracurricular activity has been equally impressive. As 8th graders, I told you that you were fortunate to come to Ashland High School because at that time we had a string of state debate championships going on. You helped us continue that streak where now we're 6 out of the last 7 years we have been state champions. Incredible. Thank you. Remember when I asked you, how could a school out of the 72 schools in the state ranked in the 4A division, how could a school our size, which is very near the very bottom, continue to excel and receive awards and win championships? The same reasons are true today as 4 years ago. You've had outstanding teachers. For the last 12 years, the support of your parents, community members, businesses, service clubs, the booster clubs, all with a tremendous support. And of course, it comes back to you. We shine as a school because you are intelligent and resourceful individuals who set goals, seek out those goals, and achieve them. This is really evidence in the fact, too, that 40% of you sitting on the stage tonight who participated in athletics have a GPA of 3.5 or better. That is an outstanding accomplishment. But your achievements in the academic area are even more impressive. As juniors, you took the PSAT tests, which are the preliminary step in being recognized for the National Merit Awards. Now, not to be competitive, but if we compared the Ashland High School graduating class to the other graduating classes in the area and took all of the finalists for this national award from the two Medford schools, Crater High School, and Grants Pass, you as a class still had more. 4 of you received national, give yourselves a hand for that, absolutely. 4 of you received national merit status, 8 commendations. 1 of you received a perfect score of 1,600 on his SATs. Yes, yes. 18 of you are Oregon scholars. You represented our high school very well. We are very proud of your academic achievements. As a class, you have earned over $50,000 in local scholarships and $500,000 in first-year scholarships. And if you as a class to this date renew all of the scholarships that you've earned, your class will have earned over $2 million in scholarships. That should help relieve some of the pain your parents are experiencing. Members of your class will be attending a variety of schools: Drake University, Boston U, California Institute of Technology, Vassar, Amherst, University of Oregon Honors College, Colorado School of Mines. Others of you will be entering technical schools and entering the business world. But wherever you go and whatever you do, I know that you as individuals will succeed in whatever endeavors. As I mentioned earlier, you live the advice of work hard and play hard. But now I need to give you a couple more details for the next passage. First of all, always take a few moments to sit in the other person's shoes or stand in the other person's shoes. You will get a better perspective of their side, and you will also receive a better understanding of your side as well. Whether it be your boss or friend, take a few moments to get their viewpoint. As speakers mentioned before, continue to appreciate others. You as a class have been a great example to underclassmen about being good friends. Some of our most outstanding natural helpers are on stage tonight, and we as a school are saying goodbye to them, and that leads me to the next point. Learn to say goodbye. This year, Ashland High School is saying goodbye to the Ahalts and Mr. Vondercheck. The Ahalts are off to do their wizardry at another school, and Mr. Vondercheck is off to read and garden. All of us will miss those outstanding teachers. And look around the stage tonight. Some of your classmates sitting next to you, you will never see again, ever. Like other people who you will meet in your life and spend time with, appreciate them while they are there. Next, continue to be a group of joiners and help build a better community. Do you believe Bryson Woodley could have become a national DECA president from a small Oregon school? Without the support of DECA members in the community, Bryson would be the very first person to acknowledge the need for support in being successful. Join groups in your profession and avocations. And always keep a sense of humor, and always be willing to laugh at yourself. Sometimes you can give yourself the best entertainment possible. And lastly, as my mom always says, remember to say please and thank you. And I want to thank you for inviting me to celebrate this very special occasion with you. We will miss you. Take good care of yourselves, and congratulations, class of '96.
And now some of the members of the class of 1996 are going to perform their class song, The River. This will be Tracy Miller, Tiffany Hassel, Rochelle Farrow, Heather Langhofer, and Derek Hassel on keyboard. Beautiful, thank you. And now we will hear from our salutatorian, Aaron Schweiger. Complicate things, I'm going to give you your trophy.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Today, we graduate. We receive our diplomas, and in many ways, we say goodbye. Yet graduation is also a time of thanks. Thanks that we all finally get to leave, and thanks to the people who have made the last 4 years of education. Our community, our parents, our teachers, our administrators, and our friends. Our parents and our community have provided the shelter in which we could pursue our education. They have been our personal guides, and they have shown us great support. Without them, none of us would be here this evening. Yet, at the very core of an education are the teachers. And the teachers at Ashland High School project a model of excellence. Whether it be the listening ear offered by Mrs. Bird, the humorous and honest perspective of Mr. Lebo, the constant patience and understanding of Mrs. Thickett, the inspirational leadership of Mr. Treadway, or the academic vigilance of Miss Braywald, we are surrounded by teachers suitable for emulation. It goes without saying that those teachers I have listed tonight are but a sampling of the teachers I have known in the past 4 years. Tonight, I thank all my teachers for creating a theater for education. But directing this entire scene are our administrators and secretaries, whom I found both helpful and understanding on countless occasions. Mrs. Reynolds, Mrs. Wixon, and Ms. Zundel deserved recognition not only for their management of this graduating class, but their pledge to continue their hard work in the years to come. So to them I say, thank you and good luck. Finally, we thank our friends, because whether we realize it or not, they too are a critical element of Ashland High School. Friends pull us along in the learning process. Sometimes friends are the only ones making the effort worthwhile. And friends give us support, and lucky for us, they do it for free. But tonight is more than a year-end review. It is my firm belief that all of us see a future for ourselves this evening. That vision is a wish. However, this wish is unlike those we make at birthdays and at fountains. This wish only comes true when we share it with those around us. This vision has the possibility of being the most defining portrait of our post-high school lives. Don't let graduation mark another moment in history, but the beginning of a future. So when you go home tonight or tomorrow, read your diploma, or at least try real hard, and let everyone know that the next years will be as great as these last 4. Thank you very much.
Pete Vasquez will introduce our next guest.
First off, that was a pretty good wave on such short notice. I'm here to introduce our very main speaker. Tell you the truth, about 2 weeks ago, we didn't have a clue who we were going to have. I think most people wanted someone famous or someone with a bright, shiny name. Can't happen. So, you know, we looked around town and there's nobody there. And so I actually volunteered to speak. But the administration said no. So I did the next best thing. I looked for another Pete. Pete Sislow was already taken. So I found a Mr. Pete Julian, and let me tell you, there's no one I respect more. Growing up, I had 2 people that I really modeled after. One was a guy named Joe Pollard. I don't know if the name means anything to you. It means something to me because that man could run a 400 faster than anybody I knew. And coming from a running family, it would seem that that second person would have to be a runner at the same time. Pete Julian is a model of hard work and dedication. He's a model of our class. Within our class, I don't think there's anyone who stands out as a superstar, except Pritchard. I think he would say it differently, but... Pete Julian was no superstar in high school. Once he left, though, is when he became the dedicated hardworking star that he has become. He is a 4-time All-American in track cross country in the University of Portland. And now, he's off the Olympic trials on Wednesday, where he's competed in the 10,000 and 5,000, and currently he's ranked 6th in the nation. Not very often you get a local athlete, local anybody, who's able to compete in Olympic trials and have the opportunity to compete in the Olympics. So very proudly, with much respect, I present to you Mr. Pete Julian.
Howdy. Wow. I think Pete just stole the show, man. Well, I realize what most of you are thinking. Shouldn't this young man be sitting up here with the rest of the graduates? After all, I'm wearing Doc Martens. Admit Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place are the 2 greatest shows on television. Hey, this is why I find it quite ironic that I'm standing here today before you. After all, I'm not a brilliant person. I've never won a Pulitzer Prize. I have only a modest degree from a modest university. In fact, my greatest academic achievement is passing Miss Braywell's Spanish class. You see, now the teachers are laughing. 7 years ago, where were you? You guys were throwing me out of class for telling a joke. Anyways, I make less than $10,000 a year. I don't have any friends in high places. In fact, the friends I do have think I'm pretty much of a moron. However, I do believe that what I have to say to you today could be of great value. For I am of your generation. I have seen much of what you have seen and much of what you will see in the next couple of years. I know you all have dreams, and you know what? Let me move this down for a second. It's kind of getting in the way. Does this one work?
No.
No. This one doesn't even
That's
work.
for the video.
You still need it.
But it looks good. I know you all have dreams. And you know what? I know a way you can obtain these dreams. I've found a way to sneak through a society that tells us we will never be as successful as the generation before us. I have a key to a hidden back door. A back door that allows us to pursue our dreams in a society that labels us as a slacker generation, a generation of Xers. I've found a way, and I'm going to share it with you, so that when you receive your diploma in a few minutes, you will know that it is no dead-end street out there. Oh no. There's dreams to be followed, and you must follow them. For you are not our nation's slackers, you are our nation's only hope. You have the capability to show the generations before you and after you that dreams are still chased, dreams are still fulfilled, and that dreams are still the machinery that propel our country forward. Well, I started running when I was about 1 day old. And my mom's right over there, and she can tell you that's probably true. I loved it. I was always running throughout preschool and elementary school. I remember running around the soccer field at Briscoe Elementary. Go Briscoe. While other kids were playing tetherball, soccer, and baseball, I would just run laps around and around. Run, Forrest, run! I remember after school racing my brothers, Bob and Tim, to the top of Weimer Street. For those that know Weimer Street, you now know why my friends think I'm a moron. It seems like we race up that hill every day. Of course, I lost every time, but only to try to win the very next day. I kept on running throughout junior high and into my first year in high school, but there was one small problem. I was just no good. I decided to dabble in some other sports. I went out for wrestling. Big mistake. I was only 82 pounds my sophomore year in high school. I'm a few pounds heavier right now. I tried basketball. I scored 4 points the entire season. And that's considering my father promised me $1 for every point I scored. I must have shot the ball over 2,000 times that season. Anyway, as you can guess, the NBA was a long shot, and running in the Olympics someday was drastically slipping away. But remember, I'm a bit of a moron, so I figured, what the heck, I'm still young. I'll give running one more try, so the dream was back on. By now it was my junior year, and guess what happened? It became more apparent that I was just no good. I was the slowest man on the varsity team, often being bumped to run JV races. And remember, my dad's my coach, so if your own dad's telling you to take a hike off the varsity team, you know you're just no good. But it never entered my mind at the time that I was a lousy runner. I just needed to train harder. After all, I was on my way to the Olympics. I started lifting weights and running in the mornings before school. I began to run up and down Weimer Street, not just once, but 3, 4, and 5 times. I had big dreams, and it was time to get cracking. By the time my senior year rolled around, I started to get a bit faster. I was nothing super duper, just respectable. I wanted to test my abilities with other high school runners from other states. So I decided to participate in the Western Regional Foot Locker Championships. That turned out to be not such a wise decision. I figured that finishing 150, well, let me tell you, I finished 156th place, and I ran real well. I figured that finishing 156 meant that if you combined the nation's all 4 regions, then I was probably ranked 624th in the country. And that's just high schoolers. Throw in another 2,000 or so collegiate athletes and another or so post-collegiate elite athletes, and I was ranked comfortably at 3,624th. But hey, they take 3 to the Olympics, and I was right there. With this newfound confidence, I was ready for the big time. I wrote the University of Oregon and told them I was all packed and ready to go and make my mark on the greatest traditional running program in the country. The coach at U of O wrote back to me and told me to make my mark somewhere else. I was confused. After all, why wouldn't they want someone who was going to run in the Olympics? I called up the University of California at Irvine, another respectable Division I running program, and told them any financial offer would do. The coach offered me something. He offered me a bit of advice. He said that I should go somewhere else because he had women on his team that were all better than me. True story. No, hey, it turned out that the UC Irvine's women's team beat their men's team. Anyhow, the dream was back on. Try to imagine my first college race. I ended up going to the University of Portland as a virtual walk-on. The team at the University of Portland was lousy, but they were Division I, which means they compete against the big schools. And besides, they never told me that they didn't want me. So here I am in my first collegiate race. It was a major collegiate invitational cross-country race at Stanford University with over 300 of the world's finest runners towing the line. Then there was this lousy freshman from a small town in Oregon on a lousy team from a big town in Oregon thinking he was going to win it all. Anyway, to make a very long story short, I finished dead last. That's right, I finished 309th place. I thought there was only like 305 in the race going in. It must have been the shoes. After all, I'm an Olympic hopeful, but it wouldn't hurt to train harder. I began to run over 100 miles per week, lift religiously and eat right. And guess what? When my sophomore year rolled around, I was still slow, but I wasn't dead last anymore. I was finishing in the middle of the pack. By my junior year, I was even able to see the leader sometimes. I was getting fast. My senior year in college came around, and I started to win those major invitationals. I even earned a few All-American certificates. And by the way, I never lost to a University of Oregon or University of California Irvine athlete in my entire career. For the very first time, I began to see my dream clear. I really could make an Olympic team someday. I started to train even harder. I felt I was ready for the European Grand Prix track circuit. Now, for those of you who do not know, the Grand Prix circuit is one of the biggest sporting events in the world. Every weekend throughout Europe, audiences as large as 120,000 jam stadiums to watch the world's finest track stars compete. I wanted to be a part, so I maxed out my visa and purchased a plane ticket to Amsterdam. I had $100 cash, track spikes, and a new haircut. I was ready to go. I had no idea what I'd do when I got there, but I knew I needed to be in where the best were. I landed in Amsterdam and took a train to Frankfurt, Germany, where I had a friend. From Frankfurt, I would continue to train and try to get into some of these world-class competitions. Little did I know that you needed an agent to get you into these track meets. Every race director I called said no before I could even tell them my name. They didn't need no lousy runner from a place called Ashland, Oregon, to be getting in the way of world-class athletes. I was broken both mentally and financially. So here's what I decided to do. There was a track meet in Ingolstadt, Germany the coming weekend. I'd seen the advertisements for the meet on an English television program. Ingolstadt was only a $20 US train ride from Frankfurt, so I borrowed some money from my friend and headed down to the meet. Remember, I can be a bit of a moron. You know what I did when I got there? I snuck into the stadium, went right up to the race director, and threw on the old Julian charm. Well, the old Julian charm never worked before and has never worked since, but it did this time. The race director felt sorry for me and my predicament and told me in his best English, "You can run, kid, but don't trip anybody up." The dream was back on. I had one chance and I was going to make it work. I had to run faster than I had ever run before. As far as dreams go, this was make or break. If I couldn't cut it here in Europe, I'd have to accept the fact that I would never obtain my dream of running in the Olympics. In Europe, you get one chance. If you can impress the race directors, they will allow you back. You choke and you will be on the first plane home, blackballed for life. The gun went off and automatically I found myself in last place. There was Kenyans everywhere I looked, except of course behind me. The Kenyans dominate distance running, for those that don't know. I thought to myself, what am I doing here? I belong in Ashland. I wanted to go home. I wanted this race to end quickly, so I started sprinting. With just one lap to go, I found my stuff stuck behind a pack of international runners. I had no idea what place I was in, who I was, what I was doing, and I figured the Kenyans must be finished by now. Just one lap to go, and then I could get the heck out of this country and go get a job at the Shakespeare Festival. If I was lucky. I kept sprinting. My brains, my lungs, my legs were all screaming for me to stop. But I never had dropped out of a race in the past, and I wasn't going to drop out of this one. My eyes were closed and my brain was scrambled. I sprinted past the pack just in front of me, and the crowd began to roar. It was deafening. Some moron from a place called Oregon was running down the leaders. I opened my eyes with 150 meters to go, and there I was. The crowd was on their feet. I was side by side with two Kenyans barreling down the home stretch. Well, I didn't win this race, but you know what? The dream was still on. It's been 2 years since that day in Europe, and in 7 days I'll be towing the line with our country's best runners to decide which three get to represent the United States of America on the Olympic team in Atlanta. Now, I must admit... Thanks. Now, I must admit that the track and field magazines have not even listed me as a long shot to make the team. I'm too young. I'm not experienced enough. But if I have proved anything, is that nobody should underestimate anyone with a dream. However, if I fail to make that Olympic team, you can bet every dollar in this audience that I'll train harder and I'll try again in 4 years. If not then, I'll train even harder and go for the team in 2004. For I have a dream that I will see through, just as each one of you have a dream that you must see through. Whatever your dream is, whether it is to get a college degree, become a doctor, an astronaut, a school teacher, a good husband, wife, father, mother, you must pursue that dream. There can be no failure in the pursuit of dreams, for every step taken towards that dream will surely make you a better person. But how will you obtain these dreams? Well, take my example. You must be a bit of a moron. You cannot think about your disadvantages. You cannot be concerned with the fact that you are the slowest in the race. You cannot be concerned with the fact that you are not smart enough, not tall enough, not good-looking enough, not creative enough. You cannot be concerned with anything that may hinder you from obtaining your dream. You must be a bit of a moron. Don't think about it. Just go get it. Secondly, don't waste the talents you do have. I've never had great speed, and often I get passed in the final stages of a race because someone has more foot speed than me. But I compensate for my poor speed with my talent, which is my strength. If I run hard from the start, many times there's no one left to go sprinting by me at the end. This reminds me of something my coach tells me when I ask him what my strategy should be for a particular race. He says, Pete, go out really hard, then pick it up, then kick it in. Well, thanks, Coach. My father had his own strategy for me when I ran track for him at Ashland High. He would tell me just to stick to the left and get back as quick as I could. Anyway, my point is that my strength is my talent. And in order to obtain my dream, I must use that talent to its full use. And you must do the same. Whatever your talent is, use it to your advantage. Your dream is the finish line, but you are not the only one in the race. If you use your talents correctly, you will get to the finish first, and the dream will be yours. Lastly, and most importantly, you must pursue your dream with all your heart. And this is the tough part, graduates. Like I just said, You are not the only ones chasing your dream. There are other young men and women sitting in graduations today all across the country with the same dreams you have. If you want your dream to come true, you will have to work harder than anyone out there. And I can guarantee you this, there's graduates out there who measure up perfectly for your dream, but do they want it as bad as you do? Society can measure many things, graduates. Society can measure which one of you is the most talented, which one of you is the smartest, the richest, the poorest, which one of you is the most popular, the least popular. Society thinks they can predict exactly what you will do once you get your diploma based strictly on how you measure up against those that sit amongst you. But let me tell you this, society cannot measure the one and only thing that really matters, how much heart you have. We have no idea how hard you are willing to work for that dream. Desire, graduates, can never be measured. If you are willing to not only put your mind and body into a dream, but your entire heart as well, then I promise you, that dream will become a reality. So be a bit of a moron. Use your talent to your advantage. Pursue with all your heart. You know, my coach often tells me when I'm doubting myself, Peter, whose permission do you need to run fast? Whose permission do you need to go get your dreams? Whose permission do you need to make that Olympic team? Well, I'm asking you that question today, graduates. Whose permission do you need to fulfill your dreams? You need nobody's permission. You are adults now, and go get that dream. Thank you. God bless.
Once again, a perfect example of this class doing the right thing, because this speaker, I think, was the perfect speaker for us, and good luck to you, Pete, in all you do. At this time, we would like to recognize the valedictorians. Would Ryan Allred, Rachel Armstrong, Rachel Burnson, Aaron Kimball, Jamaica Maxwell, Yafa Truelove, and Sage Weil please come forward? Our first speaker is our valedictorian, Rachel Burnson.
Ever since I was a little girl, I have loved to look up at the stars. On a clear night, when the air is not too sharp and the moon is just a sliver, the sight of millions of twinkling stars is nothing short of inspirational. For me, stars have always embodied hope. Not the kind of hope which is equivalent to resignation, rather the kind of hope that makes one draw in their breath with the realization that dreams can be accomplished through a little love, understanding, and a willingness to do what needs to be done. Every day of my life, I have tried to take that realization to heart. Throughout the years, my goals have changed, shifted with the grains of time. Yet no matter how ridiculous they seemed, I made a place for them in my heart and knew that every step I took was bringing me just a little bit closer. Life was not made for those who refuse to allow their wildest imaginings to become reality, nor was it made for those who continually dream of grandeur while watching Melrose Place. Life was made for those who are willing to wake up each day and follow the path of their heart. There may certainly be a few risks along the way, and for those daring enough to overcome their fears, as well as social inhibitions, risks, simply become possibilities. As Helen Keller once said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing. One must live life with the intention to take that adventure, aware that only by allowing possibilities will dreams ever become reality. I have a picture I drew in first grade sitting in a box on my closet shelf. It is one of those standard pictures entitled, "What I Want to Be When I Grow Up." Printed very neatly on the bottom of the page are the words, "When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina in the Olympics." Now, at that time, I certainly did not know that ballet was not an Olympic event, nor did I care that the Olympic setting is generally not a meadow with a large light green bush containing small bright red berries. Adults who viewed my picture generally smiled politely at me and then chuckled when they turned their backs. However, I never doubted that my gymnastics classes every Tuesday and Thursday would one day make it possible for me to dance in the Olympics. Though the picture in my mind has changed, from an Olympic ballerina to a writer, to president, to a scientist, to a gymnast, to a journalist, to an actor, to a lawyer, to a dancer and choreographer, I have kept my first grade drawing to remind me that if one believes in their dream, it is no longer absurd. It is the awareness that your dreams are within your reach that I dare each of you to take into your daily life. We are told again and again that we are the future. Indeed, we are the people who will create our future. The question lies in what type of a future we would like to create. Each of us carries our own hopes and dreams. It is up to us to make them reality. It is never easy to keep reaching for dreams. Strength and courage can sometimes be lonely friends. But those who reach walk in stardust. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "The meek may inherit the earth, but the rest will reach the stars." I still gaze with wonder at the night sky, overwhelmed with awe at the beauty and magnificence of their distant diamonds. I have no doubt that someday they will not be so distant. Someday each of us will walk in stardust. As you undertake your journey, remember to reach for the stars, and keep in mind these words of advice from Dr. Seuss. Step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left.
Our next valedictorians that will speak are Sage Weil and Aaron Kimball. Here's your little, put it right there. Thank you.
As we look back on the past 4 years of high school, we begin to wonder what it is exactly that we have learned.
But the most important knowledge to come out of high school with isn't that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or that marginal cost equals marginal revenue, or even that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863.
What we all really want to know, then, is how to answer the one question we will all be asked many times before the evening is over, the question we all dread.
So, now that you're done with high school, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
So we thought we'd help you out a bit, so that when the question comes up tonight, you'll be better prepared to answer it. Response number 1. Sure to be a conversation stopper for any law-abiding adult. The angry punk boy retort.
I'm going to revolt.
Damn the suppression.
Number 2. The capitalist response. Sure to please any fiscally conservative parents.
I've got one word for you. Plastics. Number 3. For any child whose first name happens to be Sky, Blueberry Blossom, or Sunshine, this response will probably make them quite happy.
I'm going to live in the woods, compost, grow hemp to save trees, and chant Om until I achieve spiritual enlightenment. Number 4, for any parents who are reading or have read Reviving Ophelia or are currently involved in a 12-step program.
I am going to be successful because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me.
Number 5, getting a little discouraged? Try the diversion technique.
So, how about them Mets?
Number 6, although we don't highly recommend this one as it will probably only earn you a dirty look from your parents, it does score highly with your peers. The slacker response.
I'm going to drive around the country in a camper van and visit all my friends at college. Number 7, for those who are all too aware that they make up 51% of the world's population, yet earn 10% of the world's money. The feminist response.
I am going to destroy the patriarchy. I am a goddess. I am woman. Hear me roar. Number 8. For those who look forward to sending substantial funds to an institution of higher learning for the next 5 to 15 years. The overachiever's response.
Oh, shut up. I'm trying to study.
Number 9. For those who proudly wear their Letterman jackets to the fall, winter, and spring sports banquets.
Football? Cool. And number 10. For those who, for some unknown reason, seem to value honesty.
I don't know yet. I've got my diploma. You should be proud of me anyway. However you choose to respond, it is important to remember that whether you know already what graduate school you will be applying to, or if all you know is that in about an hour you'll be throwing your cap into the air,
that even if your parents frown on your plans to move to Eugene and hang out with friends instead of going to college, the future is now up to you.
Some say seize the day.
Some say seize the fish.
But whatever you seize, be sure to have a good time doing it. Because, as Ferris Bueller once said,
life goes by pretty quickly. If you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you might miss something. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Yafa Truelove. I'll put it right there.
As our class of 1996 stands before you in celebration of our graduation, I've come to realize that our education is far from over. In fact, it is only beginning. Education is something that cannot be bound by the classroom, confined to school walls, directed under one authority, limited to one set of standards, or molded into a perfect vision. Education is life. Education is experience. Education is survival. Education is strength. Education is power. As we embark on our own independence and enter into a completely new stage of our lives, it is important to realize that the words I've just used to describe education, strength, experience, survival, and power, are all found within ourselves. No institution or establishment can give us these things, but can rather aid in our finding them in our own lives and encourage us in our own learning. Part of this learning process invoked upon throughout school systems should be based upon honoring each student as an individual, rather than a number or grade point average. I would prefer to stand here in recognition of my struggle, my growth, my experience, my imagination, my creativity, my coming into myself, and my questioning and contemplating of the system, rather than a complete and total conformity to it. I do not want members of this audience to see me simply for a number, a record of straight A's. I do not want my grade point average to mask who I am. Recognize me for myself and what I stand for. See me as an individual. Look to our class, and instead of judging us by our grades, awards given, and SAT scores, see us for our greatest achievement, becoming ourselves and making it through these first 18 years of life. Know that standing here in front of you is not indicative of reaching the height of education. Who is to say that my learning and growth has been any greater or more valuable than those of all the students across the nation who did not glorify the system? So I encourage not only all of the members of my graduating class, but also all of the members of the audience to embrace the change and experience that comes with life, that comes with every person's own individual education. In front of all of us is great responsibility for a world accustomed to words like ethnic cleansing, starvation, poverty, oppression, hatred, prejudice, violence, and environmental destruction. We are faced with a world abused, mistreated, and taken for granted. Through lifelong learning and the encouragement and growth of each individual's education, we can find the power giving us the ability to bring about change. It is through education that we can decide whether it is any longer acceptable to allow women to be treated as the lesser sex to men, young children to be drowned by their mothers, wives beaten by their husbands, races killed off in an act called ethnic cleansing, habitats and environments destroyed and irrevocably altered, people living in cities afraid to go outside because of air pollution, and children bringing guns to school as an act of protection. Education gives us the capacity to not only stand against what we do not believe to be morally or ethically acceptable, but to change wrongs inflicted on our world. Because of this, I urge everyone gathered here today, whether you are just entering into the school system or have exited long ago, to continue expanding your education in learning and growth. We not only owe it to ourselves, but to future generations to come. We must continue to remind ourselves of an old Native American proverb: "You did not inherit the earth from your parents, but are borrowing it from your children." Thank you very much.
Grab that. I'll grab this one.
Our next speakers are Rachel Armstrong and Ryan Allred.
Hey, you want to be on this? We'll show you what now, right?
Okay.
All right. That's the one that works? Okay, they both work. All right. Well, in the spirit of our class song, we've decided to relate our journey through high school to a trip on the Ashland High River. Long ago at the headwaters of River AHS, we put in our class raft.
Amazingly, we all fit. The start of our trip was a little rocky. We hit many obstacles, but managed to scrape by. At first, we were a group of individuals, overwhelmed by the immense river. We gradually started working together to steer the boat, and friendships grew along the way. Some of these friendships will last forever.
Waterfalls of information poured in from all sides and swamped many. The river seemed endless, and the seniors' boat seemed miles away. But the pace picked up.
Difficult class rapids had to be negotiated. For some, the math rapids proved hazardous. For others, it was chemistry falls that caused the knuckles to go white. Cooley's circular flow was one of the most notorious rapids on the river.
After a while, though, river life becomes routine. We figured out the ropes and what jobs absolutely needed to be done. The procrastination snag was always a threat. Although the river life becomes monotonous at times, there were always the tributaries of the main river to explore.
Some of us found a break from the river in sports, others in art or drama. No matter what the activity, it supplemented the river experience. The only problem was that the river went by so fast. We missed some opportunities to explore side canyons, and the end came quickly.
Ironically, during our senior year, as the rapids got bigger and more decisions needed to be made, some of us spent more time enjoying the scenery and sunbathing than watching the river.
The river guides on our journey were essential to our success. Parents provided our life jackets and shelter for the rainy days, and our teachers directed us through long, tedious rapids. As we step off the boat, we would like to show our utmost gratitude to these river guides.
We are now at the takeout of the mighty AHS River. It has been a long haul, and I'm sure most of us are happy it's over. However, it has been one of the biggest experiences of our lives.
The AHS River has given us the skills needed to tackle other, more challenging rivers. Some of us will brave college, others will negotiate work.
We will find, though, that all these streams are tributaries to the big river of life. Thanks.
Take the jackets off?
Yeah, let's take the jackets off.
Right back there behind us. Our next speaker is Jamaica Maxwell. This is your trophy.
4 years. 4 years of waiting and counting, studying and struggling, all to achieve one thing: to survive to this moment. To sit on the stage and wait to hear our names. To be done, finished, a graduate. It seemed an eternity. I thought I would never make it. Then all at once it was over, and tonight happened. There are 250 of us on this stage tonight, 250 people who have experienced changes and tragedies together over the past 4 years. Each of us has an amazing story or accomplishment, and thousands of memories unique to our 4 years at the high school. As our high school finale neared, I found myself reminiscing almost daily about those moments. All the separate memories seemed to blend together into a combination of triumphs and disappointments. I won't be trying too hard to remember guide, AP tests, and so many bad Saturday nights. Instead, I'll remember my friends and the many moments that weren't even at school, yet make my memory of high school so extraordinary. There are special memories, like Crystal's cabin or the summer of 1994. But one of my favorite memories is of Mr. Stone's freshman global studies class. We spent practically the entire year learning about Aborigine walkabouts and rites of passages. There are many rites of passage in our society. For someone, it might be getting a driver's license or going skydiving. But I think Mr. Stone knew he was preparing us for the ultimate rite of passage. 4 years among teenagers, having to prove yourself daily to friends and teachers when you don't even know who you are yet. Learning so much socially and academically was exciting and painful. Somehow we all survived the college applications and SATs and made it to this stage. The journey we are about to complete is indeed a walkabout of sorts, commencing a new life and a new beginning. Although it is hard to imagine myself as an adult as I walk off the stage tonight, I know I can't be a kid again. Today forces all of us to choose our next path in life. By today, most of us have made our choices. Each of us represent a different option. Many of us are continuing our education, while some are traveling or beginning to work. We all have our own dreams and wishes, our own separate future waiting out there for us. For me, today is one of my final days in Ashland. I hope that I am not the only one who realizes how wonderful the community we live in is. There is no way I would have been so successful or even in Ashland today without the incredible citizens of this city, as well as the teachers in our schools. Thank you all for believing in us. Of course, I would be lying if I said I wanted to do it again. But I do ever so slightly envy those who are freshmen and get to start all over. I do look back and wish I had taken a little more time to enjoy each experience. Jules Renard said, "If I were to begin again, I should want it as it were. I would only open my eyes a little more." Sometimes I think if only I had a chance to relive some of my most valuable memories, I would see everything a little clearer. To my fellow graduates, I would like for all of you to do something right now. The past 4 years may have passed in a blur, but just for a second, take the time to enjoy your accomplishment. Enjoy the moment. Look around at your classmates. These are people you may have known for a decade. Do you remember who they were when you first saw them, whether they were 7 or 14? Look at how much they've changed. Think of where they're all going. This is it, the last chance for all of us to appreciate our class, the class of '96, before we spread all over the country and the world and may never completely reunite. Also, look at your family in the audience. Whether they are friends or relatives, they are here to celebrate your success. This is your only chance to look at them from this stage and smile. The American writer Jim Bishop said, "Nothing is as far away as 1 minute ago. The millions of minutes of our past are now over. So take a minute now and enjoy." Thank you.
class of 96 will now share special music with You've Got a Friend. And now the moment you've been waiting for. Presenting the diplomas tonight will be the chairman of the Ashland School Board, Dan Thorndike, and the presentation of the graduates will be done by your class president, Bryson Woodley.
Okay. Our first graduate, Jamaica Allen Maxwell. Rachel Ann Armstrong. Ryan Eugene Allred. Okay. Kasia Nicole Curran. Eagle Sunrise Jones. Rachel Burnson. Marquise Ian Wright. Erin Elaine Kimball. Nicholas Eugene Neely. Lindsay Adela Ferguson. Sage Austin Weil. Yafa Elaine Truelove. Desiree Diane Fisher. Iris Elizabeth Dunaway. Erin Olmsted Schweiger. Melina Piper Rose Marvin. Daniel Cody Dismuke. Tiffany Marie Hassel. Craig Roberts Hassel. Brian Thomas Mars. Anne Marie Miller. Catherine Moore Holden. Daniel Glenn Frazier. Ashley Eileen Floyd. Emily Cecilia Taylor. Jamie Ann Morrison. Anthony Michael Baki. Corrine Pitts. Tyler Lynn Freeman. Colette Rochelle Kerr. Greg David Amarelli. Julie Elizabeth McCall. Adam Alika Shea. Grant Allen Jolliffe. Adrian Laverne Melliker. Ryan David Oakley. Tyson Kenneth Brownlee. Ryan Howard Duvall. Jolene Marie Dallenhauer. Eric Arden Beck. Autumn Jessica Ann Jordan. Brandon John Overstreet. Maria Elva V. Soriano. Nicholas Barkmeyer. Maria Love Gardner. Eric David Merrill. Molly Ann Lumen. Nathaniel Charles Thacker. Kylie Rose Smith. Kyle William Petrosini. Jennifer Kathleen Quacha. Kimberly Ann Ridbaum. Marisa Olivia Feldman. Nicole Kathleen Perry. Jessica Jean Thomas. Josh Hayes McKiernan. Kelly Marie Jones. Andrew Robert Simonson. Catherine King Human. Crystal Joy Clarity. Amy Rebecca Pete. Elizabeth Louise Archer. Erin Elizabeth Holtai. Tessa Cynthia Peck. Elisa Leigh Osler. Leticia Marie Casada. Gabriel Ryan Lapointe. Robert Morrison. Travis Michael Kaplinger. Asia Blue Cincerni. Peter Carl Vasquez. Lindsay Audra Mayers. Timothy Stafford Blair. Letitia Eve George. Todd Arian Clevenger. Kellen Shannon Seaborg. Jeff C. Pritchard. Erin Lynn Sullivan. Jason James Gunter. Anna Kiernan Algermissen. James Craig Taylor. Nicole Marie Olson. Robbie M. Mosier. Melissa Nicole Gentry. Jeremy Lee Blakely. Angela Monique Noble. Ben U. Triger. Angela Danielle Bone. Ben Breckheisen. Devin Beckett Jameson. Jason Allen Baker. Erica J. Knudsen. Eric Vance Spiratio. Angela Marie Cowdery. Eric Daniel Hoffman. Marcy Mariah Wolfgang. Brennan Dean Rackley. Donna Ray Finnegar. Andrea Lyle Grichkowski. Camus Jewel Lieberman. Jeremy Lee Ayers. Alexander Aaron Mace. David Joseph Vadiner. Elton Alfred Lindy. John Scott Sigurdsson. Lee Jeffrey Montanino. Jamie Lynn Walters. Jeffrey Jehao Cheng. Aaron Carl Smith. Robert Wendell Erdman. Julia K. Jaros. Jeffrey Maximilian Sterling. Lauren Elizabeth Broersma. Matthew Douglas Wharton. Thomas Travis Puderbaugh. Benjamin George Abbott Stokes. Emily Celia Ann Harris. Amber Inez McCleary. Naomi R. Alamon. Will J. Coppage. Jacob Aaron Hill. Nathan Michael Wallace. Britt Anya Woods. Lynette Christine Spute. Audra Lane Stevens. Christopher Aaron Beeson. Dallas Wild Eve Nelson. J. Robert Harper. Jessica Holly Abdo. Rex Christopher Martin. Jesse Alexis Ing. Bradford Lee Bulkley. Jacob Nathaniel Brown. Rebecca Michelle Prather. Amanda Nicole Schwendener. Oscar Eric Spanberg. Monaco Salazar. Ariel Annie Stoltz. Jesse Paul Nelson. Emily Faith Frazier. Sierra Jamil Safadi. Emily Rose Goldenfields. Navarro Roosh. Claire Francis Vukovic. Sean Charles Tommen. Rebecca Corrine Silverman. Adia Schuler. Kate Ewald. Dylan Zadro. Brett Columbine. Sarah Watson. Eliza Jane Nash. Jennifer Lynn Petticord. Ian Forrest Banks. Kevin Nelson. Afshan Poole. Jorg Jacobi. Jesse Herrera. Krister Ward. Adrian Dolman. Sienna J. Cohn. Tracy Aaron Miller. Jimmy Waylon Bauman. Catherine Ann Sartic. Josh Castanis. Megan Mona McDonnell. Matt Corey Ochoa. Brian Green. Joe Perkins. Michael Anthony Brower. Anthony Michael Olheiser. Kevin Paul Lord. William Edward Schoenleber IV. Isaac Ray Lane. Robert Charles Reagan. Doug Noyes. Josh Stephen Wild. David James Wyant. Desiree Lynn McNaught. Heather Deanne Langhofer. Jennifer Renee Knighton. Shane Rice. Eli Lieberman. Arlo Thunder Ward. Vanessa Monique Hamilton Lee. Jace Green. Matthew Ryan Warner. Jed Latvala. Chelsea Lee Lord. Kelly Kathleen O'Neill. Kimberly Tara Cook. Jessica Ann Ross. Rochelle Marie Beasy. Dawn Sky Long. Aisha Elizabeth Morey. Kalei Leah Johnson. Molly Jason. Matt Hines. Robert Seamus Mannix. Kip Daniel Crawford. Aaron Michael Holmes. Robert Isaac Straub. Erin Mary Wasserman.
I think she's in this very last one.
Sasha Anna Kelsey. Ryan Farmer. Stephanie Reber. Micah David Clefane. Johanna Catherine Milovich. Dustin Powers. Monica G. Joseph. Michael D. Kuchman. Jesse O. Bow. Patrick Wayne Jackson. Sarah Tuwanda Holbrook. Deidre Lynn Diefenbacher.
Okay, thanks, Mel.
Rochelle H. Farrow. Venetia Leilani Allen Rovin. Melinda Bess Hauntz. Christopher D. Williamson. Aurelia Peace Nichols. Corinne K. Weigel. Jeff David Brownson. Crispin Henthorne.
Pieces of Lego into this wonderful
Mountain Avenue theater complex. So come back in about 4 years and see what I've built. And now the class of 1996, I proclaim you duly graduated. You may
know a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you and never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shores. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away to what we'd put off till tomorrow has now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. And there's bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some falls, but with the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky, I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Till the river runs dry. some secret place inside. Oh, so secret. Watching in slow motion as you turn around and say, take my breath away. Take my breath Watching, I keep waiting, still anticipating love. Never hesitating to become the faded one. Turning and returning to some secret place to hide. Watching in slow motion as you turn to me and say, my love, take my breath Through the hourglass, I saw you in time. You slipped away. When the mirror crashed, I called you and turned to hear you say, if only for today, I am unafraid. Take my breath away. Take my breath
Take my breath away.
Watching every motion in this foolish lover's game. Well, East Coast girls are hip by reading those styles they wear. And the Southern girls with waiting walk, they knock me out when I'm out there. travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody.
So what are you doing back?
Well, I sat back and I thought about the things we used to do. I really meant a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. I really mean that much to you. Girl, you know it's true. I'm in love with you, girl, 'cause you're on my mind. You're the one I think about most every time. You like your personal, everything you do. You don't understand, say, girl, but it's true. You're soft and thin, sweet and thin. The candlelight impression upon your skin. It lightens up my day, and I know that's true. Together we were one, separated we're two. So make all mine, all mine's mine high. 'Cause you can take all my and mine. To put it in the rule my world, so I don't understand. I'm in love with you, girl. I'm so in love with you, girl. I'm just in love, girl. And this is true. Girl, you know it's true. Yes, you know it's true. I love you. Emotions out of sight when I hear your name. Maybe you'll see stories like the city's right here. She's nothing like my senses, girl, when you're right here. How to be personal, stay with you, joy. These lives, that's a girl and a boy. You should attack me, I don't wonder why. So I'm not about to just this girl, you know. You are. I'm in love, girl. I'm so in love, girl. I'm just in love, girl. And this is true. Girl, you know it's true. Oh, 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 I love you.